Hey, adrenaline junkies. Welcome to Mind Rush. Get ready to dive into heart-pounding chases, jaw-dropping action, and the most thrilling moments caught on camera. Let's get your heart racing. If you're driving a stolen Ford F-150, flipping a trooper mid-chase might not be the flex you think it is. On April 10th, 2025, just before 8 p.m., Arkansas State Trooper Tyler Riles spotted blue lights ahead while exiting I-57 onto McCain Boulevard. A silver F-150 was weaving through traffic like a pinball, and North Little Rock PD was right behind it. Riles jumped in to help manage traffic, but the pickup, driven by 40-year-old Mary Weatherspoon, took the hint and turned north onto Landers Road. That's when Riles took over as lead. As speeds hit 65 miles per hour, Riles pulled up beside the F-150 and gave commands over the loudspeaker. Weatherspoon's response? Screaming into her phone, brake-checking a trooper, and waving her middle finger like it was part of her defense strategy. She didn't make it far. Just before Trammell Road, directly in front of a Chevy dealership, Riles landed a clean, tactical vehicle intervention. The F-150 spun to a stop, and Weatherspoon was taken into custody without further incident.
Put your hands behind your back. Neither y'all come down here. I'm in Sherwood. Like somebody got drove. You know what it is.
I don't think it's a little about 10, 15 because of that.
I need my phone.
We're not worried about that.
No injuries, no damage to other vehicles. Just a long list of charges that included felony fleeing, reckless driving, and obstructing governmental operations. Some chases end in chaos. Others, a one-finger salute and a clean PIT. June 13th, 2023, Miller County, Arkansas. Rain pouring down, visibility low, and State Trooper Jordan Drake was patrolling Highway 67 when he spotted a silver Chevy Camaro with no headlights and a barely visible plate. The driver pulled over, but not to comply. On rain-slicked Arkansas asphalt, the Camaro vanished into the storm, kicking up water like a speedboat. Trooper Drake could barely see, just jet streams off the tires. But when he finally caught up, it was game on for a slippery pit attempt.
Shows that you're turning maybe on East 24th Street.
On Woodlawn now, right on Woodlawn.
Right on Woodlawn.
Coming up the trail out here at the intersection. Making a left into a gas station.
12 in the water falls on suspects are they ready?
Got his flag or something now. Like pull over. Yeah, he's got a flag on his back rear.
The driver, Dustin Sowell, was arrested and charged with felony, fleeing, and multiple traffic offenses. When asked why he ran, he said he'd just gotten the car out of impound and didn't want to lose it again. He lost it again. And next time, maybe he'll remember to turn on the lights. Okaloosa County, Florida, 2025, deputies in Okaloosa County tried to stop a red Toyota pickup tied to felony warrants. When the driver, 24-year-old Malik Naquan Humphreys, refused to stop, troopers with the Florida Highway Patrol joined the chase. The pickup roared north on Highway 85, pushing past 100 miles per hour. Troopers closed in as the suspect swerved across lanes, ignoring every attempt to bring him down. The chase pressed past intersections and deeper toward Duke Field, with officers holding position and waiting for the right moment. Near the 20-mile marker, troopers performed a pit maneuver that sent the Toyota into the woods. The truck flipped onto its roof, and Humphreys bolted into the Eglin Air Force Base reservation on foot before being chased down and arrested. Charges: kidnapping, multiple counts of felony, fleeing at high speed, resisting an officer without violence, driving while license suspended, failure to appear, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, failure to appear, burglary out of state. What began as a traffic stop quickly escalated into a 100-mile-per-hour pursuit through Okaloosa County. Humphrey's attempt to outrun deputies and troopers ended upside down in the woods and left him facing charges that go far beyond speeding. April 16, 2025, Interstate 40, Crittenden County, Arkansas. Troopers Bird and Puckett were sitting on I-40 when a black Kia Optima blew past them. The car's tags were more than a year expired, and when they tried to pull it over, the driver merged across lanes without signaling and refused to stop.
Boy David, Nor 8809. Tennessee. TBI, TBI, TBI. Get ready. Felony takedown.
With sirens wailing, the Kia shot into triple digits as it approached a construction zone. Troopers had little choice. A pit maneuver spun the car into a guardrail, but even with the hood smashed up and blocking the windshield, the driver kept pushing. A second pit slammed the Kia into a concrete barrier, finally bringing it to a crawl.
Turn around, watch him. Hands. Let me see your fucking hands! 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 Hey, keep on him, I'm gonna turn the siren off. Hands up! Keep his hands up! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! Hands up! Walk back! Keep your hands up and walk back! Hands up and walk back!
The driver climbed out of the passenger side and ignored multiple commands, casually strolling toward the troopers until they took him into custody. He was identified as Ronald Dorch of Memphis, Tennessee, driving on a revoked license in an uninsured car with expired tags. Dorch told troopers he fled because his daughter had been shot, but officers confirmed he was alone in the vehicle and found no evidence of an emergency. Dorch was charged with felony fleeing refusal to submit to arrest, speeding, driving on a revoked license, no insurance, expired tags. A routine expired tag stop turned into a reckless sprint through a work zone. Ronald Dorch's excuses didn't save him from cuffs or from a fresh stack of charges waiting at the jail. April 7, 2025, Union County, Arkansas. Just after 12:30 p.m., a trooper spotted a silver Nissan Altima with a cracked windshield traveling along Highway 7. The driver turned onto back roads, crossed the center line, and ignored commands to stop. Moments later, the Altima hit the gas and fled.
Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. 25 more 1037, 1037, we're headed back northbound toward 335. Driving left to center with 3 stop. Still headed toward.
The pursuit twisted through county roads, with the Altima darting into ditches, braking abruptly to block patrol maneuvers, and even steering head-on toward the trooper's car. The driver weaved across intersections and pushed deeper onto rural roads, refusing to stop as patrol units stayed locked on his bumper.
We are going northbound on 335 toward Highway 7. If you can get on top of it, try to go in TBI and if you get to 55. Okay, he's trying to flip around northbound, flip around southbound, flip around southbound. TBI, TBI, TBI. Get back here! Oh, no, you got it.
Near Wyatt Drive, troopers performed a successful TVI, disabling the Altima. The driver, identified as Kareem Malik Bolton, bailed out and tried to run but was quickly chased down and arrested. A search turned up 6 ounces of marijuana, open bottles of whiskey, cash, and a backpack of packaging materials. Bolton also had an active warrant with the Arkansas Department of Corrections, charges felony fleeing by vehicle possession with intent to deliver, felony, tampering with physical evidence, felony, fleeing, on foot, misdemeanor, open container of alcohol, misdemeanor, driving left of center A, cracked windshield traffic stop spiraled into a dangerous chase through Union County. Kareem Malik Bolton's escape attempt ended with a crash. a foot pursuit, and a long list of felony charges waiting at the jail. When the clock hit April 28, 2024, on a quiet stretch near Greenland, Arkansas, a Ford F-150 decided it wasn't in the mood for a traffic stop. Behind the wheel was 33-year-old Marcus Duane Kelly, a man who clearly thought speed limits were just suggestions. Trooper Daniel Henson swooped in with lights blazing, but Kelly wasn't budging. He gunned it through country roads, weaving like a pro, and probably a fool. Then came the moment of truth. Henson lined up a PIT maneuver at around 80 miles per hour. Smash! The F-150 flipped end over end in a split-second rollover that would have made your stomach drop. Thankfully, no other vehicles were involved.
TBI rollover 1016.
Hey!
Hands! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Hands! Show me your fucking hands! Now! On the ground! On it! On it! Get out! On the ground!
Officers rushed in, pulling Kelly and his passengers from the wrecked truck. Kelly was shouting he did nothing wrong, but the truck's upside-down position told a different story. Dispatchers got the call. Scene secured, EMS en route, and troopers making quick work of the arrests. Kelly ended up in cuffs and a patrol car, probably wondering if flying trucks are actually illegal. This chase closed with a crash, some swaggering denials, and a failed escape attempt. April 3, 2016, Grandview, Missouri. At exactly 12:36 p.m., Grandview police dashcam footage captured the aftermath of a wild pursuit that began near Missouri 150 and East Outer Road. An officer had attempted a traffic stop on an SUV for a suspected violation. Instead of pulling over, the driver floored it, pushing the vehicle past its limit. The chase didn't last long. Moments after refusing to stop, the driver lost control near the I-49 junction. The SUV veered off and flipped violently, landing upside down with a sickening crash. The dash cam shakes, the officer's sirens cut, and the screen jolts as he pulls up on the wreck. The officer jumps out, races toward the vehicle and shouts, "Do you see anybody?" But the SUV is empty. The driver had been ejected on impact, thrown clear into a ditch nearby. The officer found him moments later and immediately began chest compressions. A nurse and her husband, who had witnessed the crash, stopped and joined the rescue. They worked together to stabilize the driver until paramedics arrived on scene. Charges: fleeing from law enforcement, reckless driving, traffic violations, medical condition, and charges pending post-investigation. One moment he was running, the next he was airborne. This chase ended with crushed metal, quick thinking, and a life-saving response from total strangers. No shots fired, no takedown, just a flipped SUV and a fight to keep someone alive. On the evening of Tuesday, December 24th, 2024, just after 8:30 p.m., an Arkansas state trooper initiated a stop on a 2006 Honda Pilot, speeding at 98 miles per hour westbound on Interstate 40 near the 66-mile marker. The driver, a 33-year-old man from Hampton, Virginia, provided a false name and birth date during the stop. A background check revealed he was wanted out of Virginia for multiple offenses, including fleeing from law enforcement, providing false identification, and possession of a controlled substance. That's when the suspect took off, and the pursuit began.
26.
Now fleeing westbound, the Honda Pilot picked up speed, weaving through traffic on the dark interstate. The trooper pursued closely as they passed mile markers and on-ramps, sirens echoing through the night. Radio chatter picked up as dispatch confirmed the suspect's warrants. The vehicle continued at high speeds, ignoring all commands to stop. The situation intensified with each passing second.
Coming up on moderate traffic, he's all over the road, 604. Passing on the shoulder. TVI. Then 1016, rollover.
Hands! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Driver!
Near mile marker 61, the trooper performed a tactical vehicle intervention, TVI. The Honda Pilot veered off the roadway and crashed into a heavily wooded area. The vehicle struck multiple trees before coming to rest. The driver was found partially hanging from the front passenger window, already deceased from severe head trauma. The seatbelt was still locked, airbags deployed, and the steering wheel bent. Wreckage was scattered, with the battery and engine components thrown clear from the vehicle. As emergency personnel cut the passenger door open, several cell phones and a radio dropped from the floorboard. In total, officers recovered 5 phones, a Cobra walkie-talkie, and 1 active phone with GPS directions to Oklahoma City. Also found, a revolver with 1 spent round 4.9 ounces of cocaine, a black stun gun, a digital scale, and drug-coated dollar bills, charges prior to fatality, fleeing false identification, possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, illegal firearm possession, potential drug trafficking. What began as a speeding stop ended with a deadly crash and the discovery of drugs, weapons, and multiple phones, all pointing to something far more serious than a simple traffic violation. December 31st, 2024, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. While most people are gearing up to ring in the new year, 35-year-old Kayla Cervantes decides to kick off a different kind of fireworks display by leading police on a wild chase through the city. More officers spot her vehicle. She's wanted on felony warrants. They try to pull her over, but she's not sticking around to talk. Cervantes weaves through intersections, runs red lights, blasts through parking lots, and even drives into oncoming lanes like she's playing Grand Theft Auto. Officers stay locked in, and as she nears I-240 and May, they set up for a tactical vehicle intervention.
TBI crash, start medical. 240 in May, start medical.
Clear TBI, 240 in May, starting info.
Boom. TVI lands clean. The car tips and rolls onto its side. Officers move in and take Cervantes into custody without a fight. She's taken to the hospital, cleared, and then booked into Cleveland County Jail. Cervantes was charged with felony fleeing, plus had warrants related to trafficking M30 fentanyl pills, meth, heroin, and drug paraphernalia. From dodging cops to flipping her ride on New Year's Eve, Cervantes ended the year sideways.
You better roll the window down. Roll it down.
August 16th, 2025, Forest City, Arkansas. At 2:16 a.m., a trooper stopped a white Nissan Altima for junk hanging from the mirror and no insurance. The driver, Colby Taylor, smelled strongly of marijuana, but instead of answering, he rolled the window up and suddenly took off.
East on Broadway, turning back on Gorman. We're heading back towards Division. Adam Henry John, 92 Charles. Going east to Broadway. North on Division. TBI.
Taylor sped through Forest City streets at 60 miles per hour, cutting corners and blowing through stop signs. Officers attempted multiple pit maneuvers. The first spun him briefly, but he recovered. The second miss gave him another chance to push deeper into neighborhoods, weaving through intersections and forcing patrol units to stay close. Each sharp turn looked like it could be his last, but Taylor kept pressing forward, showing no signs of stopping.
North on Cherry. Turning on Murray. I'm Murray. 11 just hitting again. He's still going. Second TDI.
Second TDI.
On the third pit, the Altima finally spun out. Taylor jumped from the still-moving car, trying to run, but officers chased him down within seconds. Even after capture, he resisted and spat at officers before being taken to the ground a second time. A firearm was found in the vehicle, and with Taylor being a convicted felon, that added serious federal weight to the case. Taylor was charged with felony fleeing by vehicle resisting arrest assault on law enforcement, spitting on officers, possession of a firearm by a felon, possession of marijuana, no insurance, obstructed windshield, multiple traffic violations. A minor traffic stop turned into a wild run through Forest City. But Colby Taylor's desperate attempt ended in cuffs, and with drugs, guns, and fleeing stacked against him, this late-night sprint may cost him years of freedom. August 10th, 2024, Miami Beach, Florida. Florida Highway Patrol spots a stolen Toyota SUV near Alton Road and 56th Street. But this isn't your typical car theft. The SUV was just taken at hammer point. The owner, Glenda Davis, had been parking when the suspect approached her, demanded money, then threatened her with a hammer and took off in her SUV. Even worse, her disabled and deaf brother was inside the vehicle when it was stolen. But thankfully, he managed to escape before the chase escalated.
What is that? 79? I think that's 79.
Troopers locate the SUV and make their first move, a pit attempt at Alton and 42nd Street. The suspect recovers, but it's far from over. A second pit is executed on the Alton Road ramp to the Julia Tuttle Causeway, and this time the SUV flips onto its side. The suspect is pulled from the wreck and rushed to Ryder Trauma Center with non-life-threatening injuries, then straight to jail. He was charged with grand theft, auto fleeing and eluding, driving without a license, credit card fraud, and more. From a hammer point hijacking to a flipped SUV, this one had it all. Danger, heartbreak, and justice served. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, and FHP shut it down fast. As for Glenda Davis, she's left without a car, and insurance won't cover the theft. Her loved ones have launched a GoFundMe to help her get back on her feet. Speed limits? Optional. Headlights? Optional. Good decisions? Apparently also optional. On January 10th, 2020, Arkansas State Troopers Justin Williams and James Taylor were hot on the trail of a blue 2010 Infiniti G37, reported stolen and tracked by West Chicago PD, now slicing westbound across I-40 like a blue missile. Behind the wheel, 31-year-old Ramon Avendano, a parolee with a sketchy history and a rumor that he had stolen 5 firearms. Spoiler, he didn't. Avendano had no interest in stopping. Instead, he blacked out his headlights, passed cars on the shoulder, and floored it to an eye-watering 151 miles per hour. Troopers stayed on him as Hazen PD prepared spike strips at mile marker 198.
Way back over to the right lane.
Boom, successful hit. But the Infiniti kept flying for another 9 miles until it slammed into the back of a civilian car carrying a mother and her 6-month-old baby. The impact shoved the Infiniti into a ditch near mile marker 187. You'd think that would be the end of it. Nope. Avendano bailed and sprinted into a nearby ditch like he had somewhere better to be. A Hazen PD canine disagreed and caught up with him the old-fashioned way, with teeth. Avendano was hospitalized for crash injuries and a dog bite. The baby and mother were also transported for medical care. One officer was hurt during the takedown but later released.
Fortunately, I'll take care of it on my end. Needs to be a peephole and a Hail Mary at the end of that report cover. If you will, make contact with the highway department. Let them know the end of this guardrail was taken out.
The fallout? Theft by receiving, felony fleeing, hit and run, and a wild jog through the mud. He took a plea deal and walked with probation, time served, fines, and a suspended license. The car might have been stolen, but the chase? Fully earned. Caught, cuffed, and crash tested. Just another day on the road. Thanks for riding the adrenaline wave with us here at Mind Rush. If you're hungry for more heart-pounding action and edge-of-your-seat excitement, don't go anywhere, because we're just getting started. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more mind-blowing moments coming your way soon. A red Dodge Ram 1500 was turning heads for all the wrong reasons on April 16, 2024. North Little Rock police were already in pursuit for theft of property when Arkansas State Trooper Michael Ledden took over near the Redmond Road exit on US 67/1/167. The driver? 35-year-old Brian Thomas Wilkerson, reportedly linked to multiple theft incidents in Pulaski County and definitely not interested in pulling over. Trooper Ledden wasted no time. He lined up for a pit and spun the Ram like a county fair ride, but Wilkerson didn't stop. Minutes later, boxed in by traffic near Gregory Street, he rammed a civilian's vehicle and took off again, like it was all part of the plan. Another pit hit harder. The Ram bounced off the center wall, rode it briefly, rotated like a toy truck, and slammed into the opposite barrier. Ledden moved in, pinned the vehicle, and drew his firearm. Wilkerson claimed he couldn't exit. Officers weren't in the mood. He was pulled out through the window and cuffed on the spot. Nearby, a bag of crystal-like substance lay on the ground. Another one matched in his pocket. And just like that, Wilkerson's reckless afternoon came to a screeching, humiliating end. With fresh felony fleeing, property theft, and narcotics possession added to his name. He started with a bolo and ended with a backflip. Somewhere in between, a white Acura got turned into a cautionary tale. On January 30th, 2019, Arkansas Highway Police Lieutenant Tim Gushing was chasing down one of 3 stolen vehicles out of Fort Smith. This one? A 2004 Acura, reportedly driven by 28-year-old Brittany Putt, who was not exactly easing into the spotlight.
We've taken door exit now. I have to wait till I get down here towards the bottoms.
Enter Corporal Michael Bowman. He jumped in around the 3-mile marker on I-500 as Putt was clocking 100 miles per hour and slicing through traffic like she was auditioning for a video game. She took the westbound I-40 ramp and kept pushing the speedo past 120, swerving onto shoulders, losing a rear tire, and still refusing to stop. Even after bits of her car started falling, she accelerated back to 90 like it was nothing.
Yes, and I tried to knock her out there in the corner. It didn't work.
By the time she reached Dora Road, Putt was in the oncoming lane, blowing through blind curves and crossing into Oklahoma like she was trying to set a regional record for chaos. Then came the green light. If Bowman got the chance, end it.
Corner, it didn't work. We're in the bottoms now. You want me to try again?
He lined up beside the Acura, tapped the rear left just enough, and physics did the rest. The car spun, left the road, flipped, smacked a tree, and landed upright. Officers swarmed in as Putt tried to crawl out the back window. She was cuffed and taken by ambulance to Baptist Health in Fort Smith.
You got her? Somebody else in the car?
I don't think anybody's else in the car.
I didn't see anybody else in the car.
Tell me there's not a kid in there. I think the other stolen, she was in front of that other stolen car.
Was she?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so. She was parked right in front of the silver Impala.
Okay.
And when she saw me turn around, I
Leave her.
put out in front of her, she floored it.
Leave her. Got an ambulance coming.
I'm trying to stand up, but my back.
No, don't. Just stay right where you're at.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The Acura, confirmed stolen. Brittany Putt was later hit with theft by receiving, felony fleeing, driving on a suspended license, and a probation violation hold. The only thing she didn't flee was the hospital bill. June 2016, Birmingham, England. A stolen Audi RS6, a notorious gang of burglars, and one of the wildest police chases Birmingham has seen. It all started after a robbery at a pizza takeaway. West Midlands police spotted the RS6, and the pursuit was on. But the suspects weren't just running, they were ready to fight.
Looks like he's possibly done a tyre.
The Audi speeding through traffic, blowing through red lights, and aggressively swerving across lanes.
Stand by for a decam. He's going to ram us. Get in! Get in! Get in! He's ramming us.
Then things got brutal. The suspects rammed a police vehicle, turning the pursuit into a rolling demolition derby.
We're going to just take contact, can you? Golf Lima 6-1. We've been rammed. Get the helicopter and the dog towards, please. Over. Oh, I ain't got my belt, mate. I'm taking him out. We're going to make tactical contact. We are making tactical contact due to the fact we've been rammed over. I ain't got my belt on, dude. Don't worry, put it on, get it on. I'm trying to. Yeah, we're still going Greenland Road. I'm making contact towards. We're gonna try and contact it and take it out to him. It means it's rammed us. We're now Hemelswood Road. Stand by. We got a dog on red by him. Stand by
At one point, the Audi and patrol car slammed side by side, crashing violently until the police unit had to pull out. The gang initially escaped, forcing in backup from helicopters and K9 units. The Audi was later found abandoned in Clent Way, Bartley Green. Two suspects, Simon Phillips, 38, and Terry McMahon, 33, were found hiding in a hedge. Both were arrested and, along with other gang members, pleaded guilty to charges including robbery, burglary, dangerous driving, and aggravated vehicle theft. All were sent to prison. No matter how fast or aggressive the getaway, you can't outrun a radio, a helicopter, and a hedge full of regrets. March 7th, 2024, Atlanta, Georgia. On a March afternoon, troopers working with Atlanta police were tipped to a white Ford Fusion tied to a theft case. When the Fusion rolled out of a parking lot on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, units lit it up for a window tint violation. Instead of pulling over, the driver punched it.
114, go ahead.
We're eastbound on MLK. 795 is trying to stop the white Ford Fusion. Stand by from 28. Very slow rolling. He's gonna run. Dog's with you, dog's with you. He's got a blank around. Give a second, give a second. Probably gonna go left.
The Fusion tore through residential streets, ignoring stop signs, squeezing past traffic on the wrong side of the road, and nearly clipping another vehicle at an intersection. The chase spilled onto Interstate 20, where the open highway gave the suspect room to push even harder as troopers stayed locked in close behind.
Clear all right, on our end.
Coming up to I-20, going I-20.
Clear 20, one on I-20.
You know, eastbound to 20, eastbound to 20.
Clear eastbound 20. Clear on pit.
Another pit.
Clear
A pit maneuver spun the Fusion into a guardrail, but the driver fought to recover. A second pit finished the job, smashing the car against the barrier and disabling it. The driver, identified as Juwan Jackson, bailed on foot down an embankment. K9 Loco caught him briefly on a fence, but Jackson broke free and ran onto nearby railroad tracks. With air support tracking him from above, troopers moved in. A taser deployment finally dropped Jackson, and he was taken into custody. Juwan Jackson was charged with window tint violation, 16% felony, fleeing and eluding reckless driving obstruction of a law enforcement officer, driving while license suspended, revoked active warrants for criminal damage to property, 2nd degree. What started as a simple tint stop turned into a chase across neighborhoods, highways, and rail lines. Juwan Jackson's run ended with a taser, a K9 assist, and a stack of charges that guaranteed his day in court. On August 23, 2022, just after 7:00 a.m., Florida Highway Patrol was chasing a stolen truck out of Tampa. But this wasn't just any truck. It was a full-sized box truck, swerving northbound in the southbound lanes, putting every driver on I-75 at serious risk.
Everybody hold the traffic for a second. Keep calling. We're through the parking lot. We're about to come out of 34th Street.
The man behind the wheel, 34-year-old Brandon J. Baker, a suspect already wanted for an armed carjacking before he ever got behind the wheel of that truck. As the truck rolled into Gainesville, the Alachua County Sheriff's Office stepped in. Baker veered off I-75 at SW Archer Road and kept going.
Hey, pulling into the Best Buy. Alright, he's running through the Best Buy plaza. Bring up my vehicle also. Alright, we're back on Archer Road. I am now the lead vehicle.
Cutting through parking lots at Butler Plaza, dodging traffic in the 34th Street Plaza, and generally driving like a guy with nothing left to lose. But at the 2100 block of SW 34th Street, it all caught up to him. Baker bailed from the truck and tried to run on foot, but FHP and ACSO deputies were on him in seconds. No shootout, no escape, just a dangerous chase shut down before it turned tragic.
Again, coming back out on the 34th Street, going back southbound on 34th.
He was taken to Alachua County Jail and booked on a stack of felonies, with even more charges incoming from Tampa PD. Some people steal fast cars, others a box truck. Either way, the ending's the same. April 9th, 2021, a white Dodge Charger, R/T, came flying down State Highway 7 like it was trying to outrun its own registration. Arkansas State Trooper Brandon Bird clocked it at 85 in a 55 near Ola and flipped around to make a stop, but the driver had other plans.
He's crossing over the river bridge now.
19-year-old Corbin Fisher, fresh out of good decisions, stomped the gas and took off, pushing well over 132 miles per hour while passing cars on the shoulder, tossing a beer can mid-chase, and nearly sideswiping innocent drivers.
10-4, he's on 247 heading to Pottsville.
J15, J3, I'm on 247, here at Pottsville.
One game from 27.
J3, do you want us to pick pursuit back up or let it go? I am.
Dardanelle PD jumped in to block intersections, and Trooper Stephen Payton joined the pursuit. Despite a radio order to back off, troopers kept eyes on the Charger as it roared across the Arkansas River into Pope County. That's when Fisher overcooked a turn onto West Tucker Road, fishtailed into a ditch, and somehow popped back out, still running. The road ended at Pondview Drive, but he didn't slow down, nearly blowing past two kids on scooters before realizing, too late, it was a dead end. With nowhere left to run, Fisher rolled into a driveway and stepped out, hands in the air. Inside the car, an open box of beer. Fisher blew a .2%, refused a urine test, and was still suspended for DWI.
Send a 1011 to that vehicle.
He was hit with a full grocery list of charges, from fleeing and underage DUI to public intoxication and endangering minors. In the end, he took a plea deal, a few suspended sentences, 1 year without a license, and over $1,300 in fines. And just like that, another Dodge Charger gets added to the wall of shame. If you're going to start your night doing donuts in the middle of a busy Atlanta intersection, just know the Georgia State Patrol might not be in a forgiving mood. On July 31st, 2021, around 8:27 p.m., troopers spotted a black Chrysler 300 SRT-8 spinning circles at Jonesboro Road in Lakewood Avenue. As soon as the lights came on, the driver, 22-year-old Malik Deshaun Harris, hit the gas and kicked off a full-blown high-speed pursuit.
Brakes on this outside, so be careful. One down, legal. One down, legal.
South of Jonesboro, west of Cleveland, north of Metropolitan, Harris blasted through city streets at reckless speeds, jumping curbs, racing through parking lots, and nearly clipping pedestrians. At one point, his right rear tire gave out. Didn't matter. He just kept going on 3 wheels, like he had something to prove.
Clear crossing Quaker Street on Metro for first and goes on there. Responded, white male, low haircut, dark complected, white shirt. We're crossing over Avery Road. We're crossing over Avery Road.
Oh, get on the highway, bitch. I dare you. Oh, you done fucked up now.
We are turning right onto the connector.
Can't do it right now.
We're turning right onto the connector. Left lane, we're going 75, 85 north. Past the 166.
We're on 166.
On the connector north, 166.
Troopers tried a PIT on GA 166 East, but couldn't rotate the car, so they hit it again, harder. This time, the Chrysler spun off the road and straight into a parked tractor trailer.
Setting up again, we'll cross under Fly Road. He's going to try to pin him again. They're northbound, approach your fire, and step for a second.
Look out.
50 successful, 50.
Both Harris and his passenger bolted. A foot chase followed, and after a missed taser shot, Harris fled into the woods. But he didn't get far. Corporal Ennis and an Atlanta PD officer tracked him down and made the arrest. Malik Harris was treated at the hospital, then delivered to Fulton County Jail with a list of charges longer than his burnout trail. It was all fun and games until a Ford Fiesta hit a 29-ton truck at highway speed. On August 12, 2022, police in Humberside, England, were chasing down a compact car tearing through the East Yorkshire countryside. The driver? 19-year-old Lewis Cartwright, who apparently mistook public roads for his own personal racetrack.
3677. PFH 3677.
He pushed the Fiesta past 100 miles per hour, weaving through narrow lanes and back roads like a stunt driver on a Red Bull budget. Police stuck close behind, but Cartwright wasn't slowing down until the road made the decision for him. One bad swerve sent the car headfirst into a massive freight truck, ricocheting it right back into the front of the pursuing police vehicle. The wreck was explosive. Metal, glass, and instant regret flying in every direction. Miraculously, no one was killed. Cartwright was pulled from the wreckage and arrested on the scene. He later faced a list of charges, including dangerous driving and endangering life. His joyride ended with jail time, a revoked license, and one giant truck-shaped reality check. October 2nd, 2024, Texarkana, Arkansas. It's around 5:30 p.m. when Arkansas State Police joined forces with Texarkana Police to track down a stolen vehicle. Troopers spot the car speeding north on Jefferson Avenue. As lights and sirens go on, the driver veers eastbound onto Interstate 30, hitting 95 miles per hour and slicing through traffic like it's a video game. Near the I-30/I-49 interchange, the suspect gets reckless. He tries to pass a car through the center median, but loses control. The stolen car crashes hard.
Gotta wait for this traffic clear. I'm gonna try to get TV out. I'm passing the left inside shoulder. They're about to wreck out right here. Looks like, yep, they're wrecking out in the median. Roll over, roll over.
The driver is taken into custody at the scene. Miraculously, no civilians were injured. He was charged with felony fleeing possession of stolen property, reckless driving, and other pending charges. From city streets to the interstate, this guy thought he could outrun the law. But a stolen car, 95 miles per hour, and a bad decision in the median? That combo only ends one way: crashed, cuffed, and caught. November 6th, 2024, Thurston County, Washington. A Thurston County sergeant attempts to pull over a stolen car on Delphi Road Southwest, but the driver's got other ideas. He floors it, ripping down the road at 100 miles per hour and swerving into oncoming lanes like he's got a death wish. But this isn't just another chase.
We're about 90. It looks like the engine's starting to give out.
Still 2-9.
Vehicle's smoking pretty bad.
Smoking badly. 1441, I could test the brakes at Delphi 110.
Yeah, please. He just passed the vehicle, no passing zone in the corner.
Just past vehicle, no passing zone.
And we're still west. And he's back in the oncoming lane.
Right there, there's a back opening.
Enter the Grappler. The sergeant deploys the department's newest tool, a tire wrapping device designed to end chases without carnage, and it works like a charm.
I'm gonna try to grapple him.
Attempting grapple.
Less than 110.
Copy, less than 110.
Eastbound side.
350 eastbound 110.
No grapple, no. Gotta grapple, gotta grapple, gotta grapple.
32.
TA. Get your hands up! Get your hands up now! You're gonna get back! He's running. Get up! Let me see your f***ing hand!
The car veers off the road, plows through a chain link fence, and slams into a tree. But the drama's not over yet. Our guy jumps out and runs. Bad move. He ignores every command, but K9 Mac isn't asking twice. The dog takes him down and deputies make the arrest. Inside the car, a handgun and suspected meth. He was booked for attempting to elude possession of a stolen vehicle, unlawful possession of a firearm. He's a convicted felon, driving on a suspended license resisting arrest. Oh, and let's not forget the escape warrant for felony assault, plus warrants for hit and run and reckless driving. Quite the resume. May 18, 2025, Pierce County, Washington. A Thurston County deputy spots an SUV blow through a stop sign and nearly into a busy road. No plates, no hesitation. The deputy tries to pull the vehicle over. But the driver? He floors it northbound on I-5.
He just struck a white work van, gonna be pulling over, and the subject is still fleeing, approaching 124. Now I've got Lakewood with me.
Police with you, approaching 124, subject is still fleeing, and shocking way to Birmingham.
Sam 13, can I go for a pit?
Here, I'm with you.
Came from, I've got a Lakewood unit. We're taking the gravelly exit.
He sideswipes a work van, kicks up a loose bumper from the shoulder, and barrels toward the crowded streets of South Tacoma. Lakewood PD jumps in to assist. Just before things can get worse, the deputy performs a pit maneuver, sending the SUV off-road.
Westbound, high-flow, 32.
Pit.
Bring your copy to pit.
Ability stop. Hands up! Put your fucking hands up!
The driver steps out, hands up. But then, he suddenly drops his hands toward his waistband and dives back into the vehicle. That's a tense moment, but thankfully, officers take him into custody at gunpoint. Turns out he's a convicted felon on active community supervision with a Department of Corrections escape warrant, a suspended license, and no interlock device in the car. Just for fun, he also had drug paraphernalia inside. He was booked for attempting to elude driving while license suspended, third, hit and run reckless driving, no ignition interlock possession of drug paraphernalia, and his felony escape warrant. Oh, and let's not forget several warrants up and down the I-5 corridor. One bad decision led to a freeway mess, a pit, and a tense takedown. But this guy's road trip is officially over, and he's not getting out anytime soon. Greenland, Arkansas, October 10th, 2024. A red Ford F-150 is spotted barreling down a rural road, refusing to pull over for Arkansas State Police. The driver is flying, crossing into oncoming lanes and kicking up gravel at nearly 100 miles per hour. The trooper calls it in and locks on. This is going to get ugly. Fast. The suspect veers through narrow roads, passing cars dangerously and ignoring every command. Inside the truck, 2 male occupants, both showing zero intention of stopping. But the trooper behind them is done waiting. He gets close, lines up the angle, and delivers a textbook pit maneuver.
Hey! What shit?
TBI rollover 1016.
Hey! Hey!
Hands! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Hands! Show me your fucking hands! Now! On the ground! On it! Get out! On the ground! Get the fuck out the window!
The Ford F-150 spins out violently and flips into a ditch, landing on its roof with dirt and debris flying. The chase is over. Both male suspects are pulled from the wreckage and taken into custody without serious injuries. Thankfully, no civilians were harmed during the pursuit. They were both charged with felony fleeing reckless, driving resisting arrest, and multiple outstanding warrants, according to Arkansas State Police. 2 suspects, 1 red pickup, and 1 relentless trooper. This wild chase ended the only way it could, with sirens wailing, steel crunching, and a flipped truck lying in the grass. While the report lists the suspect as Tracy White, a typically female name, the dash cam clearly shows 2 male occupants in the vehicle. Feel free to sound off in the comments if you've got theories. February 1st, 2025, Atlanta, Georgia. Officers with the Zone 4 Crime Suppression Unit get a hot tip. A vehicle linked to an armed robbery in Hapeville is rolling through the area near Dodson Drive and Ben Hill Road. They quickly spot the car and initiate a stop, and at first it seems to work. But then, just like that, the suspects hit the gas. The chase is on.
Alright, we're southbound, standby for a second.
The ACE unit takes over and wastes no time. As the suspects fly through local roads, officers execute a perfect Piet maneuver. The car spins to a stop, but the drama isn't over yet. One suspect bolts from the vehicle, trying to make a run for it, but officers close the distance and bring him down fast. The other suspect stays put and is taken into custody without incident. Both suspects are cuffed and identified as 34-year-old Datavius Waller and Juwan McKinnon. Hapeville PD steps in and takes over the arrests. They were charged with armed robbery, felony fleeing resisting arrest. They ran, they spun, they tried to escape, but Atlanta PD wasn't having it. Another robbery crew taken off the streets.
Roll up. Get the car. Open the car. Open the car. Keep your hands up. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Emergency Charlie Union 60550.
May 8th, 2025, south side of Chicago. Chicago police respond to a call. Man with a gun in the 13,400 block of South Baltimore Avenue. The suspect, 50-year-old Joseph Navarro, already wanted for aggravated battery. Officers spot Navarro getting into a vehicle, and just like that, he's off.
Southbound on Greenland towards Avenue 424, go ahead.
33 is gonna happen.
433?
33, he's on the road on Brainerd, going towards Indiana past Avenue O.
On the road towards Indiana past Avenue O.
Notify Hammond.
10-4, and that plate was Charlie Union 60550.
Navarro leads police across state lines into Hammond, Indiana, pushing toward Dearborn and Gosselin Street, where he crashes his car.
33.
433, you just entered Indiana.
33, are you still pursuing the vehicle?
10-4.
Available Sergeant at 4.
433, he just wrecked on Dearborn.
433.
433, he just wrecked on Dearborn. Let me see your fucking head! Let me see.
Officers begin to approach the wreck, but then something terrible happens. Want to know what? Gunfire erupts. Navarro opens fire on the officers. They return fire, and Navarro is hit multiple times. Navarro is rushed to St. Catherine Hospital, but later pronounced dead. A firearm is recovered at the scene. 2 officers are taken to the hospital for evaluation. They're reported to be in good condition. A wanted suspect, a multi-agency pursuit, and a deadly exchange of gunfire. Thankfully, no civilians were hurt, and officers lived to tell the tale. 29th, 2025, Butler County, Ohio. Ohio State Highway Patrol is monitoring traffic on I-75 when a GMC Envoy blows by doing 82 in a 65. Troopers attempt to stop, but the driver, Jennifer Wilson, clearly has other plans. Wilson refuses to pull over, keeping a steady pace as troopers follow closely behind. But just when it seems like this might be a slow-speed standoff, things take a sudden turn, literally. One wrong move, and what happens next leaves everyone stunned.
Off the right side of the road, right on 31, right, 31, start EMS.
Dark one, single high, perfectly trim off the red, about 6 times.
Wilson's SUV crashes and rolls before finally landing in the median. Amazingly, she suffers only minor injuries. A nurse driving by stops to help until first responders arrive. She was charged with operating a vehicle under the influence, OVI, failure to comply with a lawful order, losing control of her vehicle. She was also linked to a hit-and-run reported earlier that day in Montgomery County. It started with speeding, but ended with a rollover, a roadside rescue, and a whole new list of charges for Jennifer Wilson. April 9th, 2025, Lansing, Michigan. It's just past 4:30 p.m. when Livingston County deputies lock eyes on a stolen BMW X5 speeding eastbound on I-96 near Latson Road. The SUV is slicing through traffic like it owns the road, and behind the wheel, a 19-year-old with zero intention of slowing down. Deputies light up their cruisers, sirens blare, but the BMW doesn't even flinch.
Clear the construction lane at 1539.
Exit, please exit.
1640.
13 midnight. Going down the ramp.
Going into the city. Left lane, you almost lost it.
Going open the yard, 5043.
I think you just ran the sheriff car. Yeah, 13's with him. It's like, I'll call it 35. He's going over Spencer. He's bumping.
Clear, he's going over Spencer, 13 in there, for everybody back calling, 5040 go.
free in pursuit now. Going westbound. Back down to 6.
About 3 clear down, this comes 6049.
Trip crash. He just rear-ended the vehicle, black edge.
There, rear-ended black edge.
Right shoulder, rear-ended. We're still continuing westbound.
Clear rear-ended.
This isn't your average joyride. The SUV rips down the highway at over 120 miles per hour, weaving like it's playing Grand Theft Auto, only worse. It slams into at least 6 cars during the chaos, and then things get wild. 2 firearms are tossed out the window, one clearly thrown right onto the interstate. Bold move. The BMW finally crashes head-on into a car stopped at a red light near Jolly Road and Cedar Street. Game over.
Off on the shoulder, Rollover, trying to get back on the expressway. You're back up on the expressway.
Yeah, we're up on the shoulder now, back on the expressway, as you can see more.
Looks like we're accident off at 104, exit 104, getting off.
Exiting at 104, getting off at 1706. Passing, I'm starting approaching another intersection.
Get head on the car, another car on Jolly.
Jolly,
The 19-year-old driver was arrested and now faces a stack of felony charges. Inside the SUV, 4 more teens, ages 15 to 18, all taken into custody. The youngest was sent to a juvenile facility, and one 18-year-old landed back in jail for violating bond in another case. Police are still looking for 2 suspects who bailed on foot. A stolen BMW, high-speed chaos, 6 cars hit and guns flying out the window. This chase had it all. Thankfully, no serious injuries, just a whole lot of charges. Florida Highway Patrol officers spotted 2 cars tearing down Interstate 4, a blazing orange Ford Mustang and a sleek white Porsche Panamera. They were weaving between cars and pushing their speeds past 120 miles per hour. What started as a joyride turned into a full-blown police pursuit. To the officers' surprise, the driver of the Mustang made a smart move. He pulled over and decided to face the consequences. But the Porsche, the driver had a different plan. He stomped on the gas and took off, leaving the Mustang and the officers in the dust. For a moment, it seemed like the pursuing officer was gearing up for a pit maneuver. But with traffic piling up, he had to think twice. A pit at these speeds could spell disaster for everyone on the road. Instead, the officers kept their distance, waiting for the right moment. And then, that moment came. The highway cleared, and they closed in, trying to box the Porsche in and end this chase once and for all. Just as it seemed the driver was trapped, he swerved and peeled away, narrowly escaping their grasp. He sped back up the highway, nearly vanishing into the darkness. But the officer wasn't letting him go. They followed as the Porsche exited the interstate and veered into a rural area. With no other drivers at risk, the officers weren't afraid to get a little more aggressive. They finally managed to force the Porsche to a stop, pinning him down. Both men were arrested. Details about their identities and charges remain scarce, but one thing is clear. What started as a reckless race ended in a dangerous chase that could have had deadly consequences. Hopefully the passenger turned out okay, and as for the driver, maybe now he's learned that street racing is no game. It's a fast track to ruining lives, including his own. It's not every day you get to see police chase footage from Russia, but today's your lucky day. On August 19th, 2013, a Moscow police officer spotted a mint green Nissan GTR weaving through traffic at high speed. Without hesitation, he flipped on his lights and sirens, but the driver wasn't having any of it. He refused to stop. Meanwhile, his partner in the passenger seat was busy recording the chase on their phone. Looks like Russia doesn't have the luxury of police dash cams like we do.
Делаем остановочку вправо делаем, 327, на обочину останавливаемся, 327, на обочину останавливаемся, аккуратненько, делаем остановочку вправо. 953, 2242.
As the chase unfolded, the driver reportedly shouted, "Sorry, I couldn't hear you because the music's too loud." Some people on the internet weren't buying that excuse. Did you catch the vanity plate on the dashboard? It reads Tequila, which happens to be the stage name of Russian rap star Alexander Ivanovich Tarasov. Now, Russian commenters on the video are speculating that this might have been a publicity stunt. While it's not confirmed whether Tequila is indeed behind the wheel, he does bear a striking resemblance to the guy in the video. Fast car, gorgeous girlfriend, slick sunglasses. It checks all the boxes, right? October 29th, 2022, Arkansas State Trooper Nathan Williams was cruising along when he spotted something that immediately grabbed his attention. 3 supercars tearing down the highway, 2 Dodge Challenger SRTs and a Mustang GT, all likely racing each other. Trooper Williams knew there was no way he could pull all 3 over, so he played it smart. He used the cover of night to stay behind them, keeping his distance until he could get close enough to read their license plates. The black Mustang complied and pulled over, but the white Challenger Tang had other plans. It wasn't about to be caught. Trooper Williams pushed his car to 140 miles per hour, trying to catch up, but the supercar pulled away with ease, disappearing into the night. Trooper Williams might have lost this round, but he didn't lose the war. Thanks to those plates, police were able to track the Mustang to a nearby apartment complex. Trooper Williams rolled up with a squad of officers, ready to confront the driver and impound the car. Unfortunately, the video cuts off before the confrontation, but it's clear that the reckless drivers didn't get away scot-free. They likely got a visit from the Arkansas Arkansas State Police a few days later. Street racing in Arkansas is no joke. It's a Class A misdemeanor, the most serious misdemeanor you can commit. Get caught street racing, and you could be facing up to a year in jail and a $2,500 fine. Police chases are always dangerous, but running at night, that ramps up the risk by a whole lot. On May 14th, 2022, Arkansas State Trooper Jacob Price got a call about a suspicious Camaro in the area. After a few quick U-turns, Trooper Price boxed the Camaro in, trying to pull the suspect over. But, as you can probably guess, the suspect had other plans. He wasn't sticking around.
He is right there. Let's see. He might be fixing to run. That's Camaro. 019 X-ray Frank Robert.
Put your hands out of the car.
The Camaro hit 130 miles per hour, quickly putting significant distance between itself and Trooper Price's cruiser. Price is struggling to keep up, and for several minutes, the suspect completely disappears from sight. Trooper Price almost catches up at a gas station, but the suspect pulls away yet again. Now the chase is at 150 miles per hour. They blow past civilian cars with nothing but their headlights lighting up the dark road, but Trooper Price is relentless. As the chase hits the 10-minute mark, he's closing in. The next time he gets a chance, he's ready to end this pursuit once and for all.
See your hand. Put your hands up there.
We never learned the driver's name, but it sounds like Trooper Price mentioned expired or fake tags when the suspect asked why he was being pulled over. In the end, the suspect was arrested and likely faced charges for fleeing, resisting arrest, and a laundry list of traffic violations. February 11th, 2025, Portland, Oregon. Police were searching for a gold Cadillac DeVille linked to the murder of Ravel Sterling, who was shot and killed on February 5th in Gresham. Sergeant Jason Lyle spotted the vehicle on northbound Y-205, freshly off I-84, gold paint, Washington plates, matching the witness description. Lyle activated his lights. That's when the pursuit began. The Cadillac didn't hesitate. It surged past 110 miles per hour up Interstate 205, crossing the state line into Washington. Multiple patrol units joined the chase, staying in formation as the suspects rocketed up Interstate 5. No brake lights, no signals, just relentless speed and heavy tension. The group stayed in motion, unaware that their time was nearly up. Near exit 32 in Cowlitz County, Washington State Patrol moved in. One precise pit maneuver spun the Cadillac out of control and off the road. Troopers boxed in the vehicle and ordered a felony stop. All three suspects complied. Hands in the air, doors open. No one was injured. No shots were fired. Charges: Charles Moy Moy, aggravated murder. Clayton Harrell III, aggravated murder. Ronnie Sealis, murder, felony fleeing, accessory to homicide. Three fugitives thought they could outrun the law across state lines, but a gold Cadillac doing 110 on a highway doesn't exactly blend in. By the time they hit exit 32, the only destination left was custody. June 11, 2025, Midland Boulevard, Fort Smith, Arkansas, at approximately 10:32 p.m., Trooper First Class Tyler Nelson was traveling northbound on Midland Boulevard, just past K. Rogers Park, when he observed a black Chevrolet Trax with Arkansas plates BAX31D. A quick database check revealed that the vehicle's registration was suspended and its insurance status unconfirmed. Trooper Nelson attempted a routine traffic stop, but the driver had other plans. The suspect turned onto North 50th Street, killed his headlights and taillights, and fled at speeds nearing 100 miles per hour, ignoring all commands and traffic rules.
Midland and 50th, boy Adam X-ray, 31 David, BAX, 31B, some blank shooting blacked out.
Now barreling through city streets in total darkness, the suspect weaved across lanes, blew past stop signs, and even drove into the opposite lane of traffic. The pursuit intensified block by block, with the suspect refusing to slow down, creating a high-risk situation for everyone on the road.
right here. He wrecked out Kelly and 50th. You okay? Hands up! Hands up! Get your ass on the ground right now! Get your ass on the ground! Yes, sir! Right now! Yes, sir! Hands behind your back! Yes, sir! Stay right there! Yes, sir! Stay right there! Don't you move! Yes, sir!
As the suspect approached the intersection of Kelly Highway and 50th Street, he ran the intersection and collided with two vehicles, a Subaru Impreza traveling eastbound on Kelly and a Honda Civic that was stopped at the traffic light. The Chevy Trax was disabled on impact. With the vehicle down, Trooper Nelson approached and ordered the driver out at gunpoint. The suspect, later identified as Austin Osman, was taken into custody without further incident. A search of his person revealed a loaded .380 Taurus handgun, 2 fentanyl pills blue-marked $33,243 in cash. Inside the vehicle, a loaded 9mm Taurus handgun under the driver's seat, a black lock box containing 3 baggies of suspected marijuana and a THC vape pen. The front passenger, identified as Stephanie Pavey, was transported to Mercy Hospital and later discharged. The Honda Civic had 3 occupants, including a young child. None required hospitalization. 2 people in the Subaru were checked at the scene and cleared as well. Osman was medically cleared at Baptist Hospital before being booked into the Sebastian County Detention Center. Osman was charged with fleeing in vehicle with serious physical injury, felony simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, endangering the welfare of a minor, felony unauthorized use of property, criminal mischief, damage $5,000 to $25,000, possession of Schedule I-2 substance, under 2 grams, battery, 3rd-degree possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of Schedule 6, substance, over 4 ounces, reckless driving, physical injury driving with suspended revoked registration, no liability insurance, failure to stop or yield, no lights at night. This wild nighttime pursuit through Fort Smith could have ended in tragedy, but thanks to the quick actions of law enforcement, no bystanders were seriously injured, and Austin Osman is now facing a stack of felony and misdemeanor charges, including possession of fentanyl, firearms, and endangering a minor. June 25, 2025, St. Francis County, Arkansas. State police joined a high-speed pursuit after a brown Chevy sedan fled from St. Francis County deputies on Highway 261. The suspect hit triple-digit speeds on I-40, ignoring lights and sirens while driving recklessly. A trooper intercepted the chase at mile marker 256 and took the lead.
I'm on it. 1037, correcting that.
Head direction.
TBI, he went into the cable bears.
As the suspect tore through traffic on Interstate 40, the trooper stayed close, maintaining lead position. The vehicle drifted in and out of lanes, nearly losing control more than once. Other motorists were forced to move aside as the pursuit continued with no sign of slowing down. The trooper waited for the right moment, eyes locked on the suspect's erratic movements, road conditions constantly changing. Then, with precision, the trooper executed a tactical vehicle intervention, TVI, on the left rear side of the suspect's car, sending the Chevy spinning into a cable barrier along the interstate. The vehicle came to a stop, and Jimmy Lee Manasco was immediately taken into custody. A check through ACIC revealed Manasco's driver's license was expired and his insurance status was unconfirmed, with no proof found in the vehicle. But the situation wasn't over. At the St. Francis County Detention Center, Manasco displayed clear signs of impairment: bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, unsteady knees, and trouble standing. He refused field sobriety testing, declined a urine sample, and would not sign the statement of rights. Charges: fleeing by vehicle, Class D felony DWI, second offense, drugs, Class A misdemeanor refusal to submit to chemical test reckless driving, speeding 15 plus over limit, no driver's license, no liability insurance. What began as a county-level pursuit quickly escalated into a high-speed chase down Interstate 40. Thanks to a well-timed intervention by Arkansas State Police, it ended without injuries, and with Jimmy Manasco in cuffs, facing a full list of charges. On June 15, 2025, North Little Rock, Arkansas, around 11:19 a.m., ASP Trooper Brandon Loy and FTO Dwayne Niles were stationed at North Little Rock PD when dispatch reported a Jacksonville PD pursuit headed south on I-57 toward McCain Boulevard. The suspect vehicle entered I-40 West, and Trooper Loy intercepted the pursuit at mile marker 153, taking primary position. As the suspect came around the bend, Trooper Loy merged into the pursuit. With lights and sirens active, he closed the distance, ready to end it clean.
Attempting a TBI.
There you go. And no brake. Perfect.
TBI.
Perfect. Just get on the backside. You're cutting yourself off.
At 11:27 a.m., just 1 minute after taking lead, Trooper Loy executed a precise tactical vehicle intervention, TVI maneuver, bringing the suspect vehicle to a stop. Loy and FTO Niles exited their unit and moved in with Jacksonville PD to conduct a felony takedown. The suspect, identified as Liliana Zuniga Rocha, was taken into custody without further incident. There was no damage to ASP units or personnel. The scene and suspect were handed over to Jacksonville PD, who also coordinated the vehicle tow. Charges filed by Jacksonville PD, not listed in ASP report. In a fast-moving pursuit across central Arkansas, a smooth intercept and perfectly timed TVI by Trooper Brandon Loy brought things to a clean and safe end. Liliana Zuniga Rocha was arrested without injury or damage, thanks to sharp coordination between state and local units. July 7, 2025, Interstate 40 East, Arkansas. A BOLO was issued for a red 2023 Toyota Tacoma with South Carolina plates, driven by James Baker, who was reported armed and suicidal. NCIS had been tracking his phone after he went AWOL from a South Carolina Navy base. He had allegedly made threats of suicide by cop. Just past mile marker 131, a trooper spotted the vehicle pulled off on the right shoulder. Rather than approach directly, the trooper moved ahead and waited, coordinating with incoming backup from multiple agencies. Moments later, the Tacoma rolled back onto the highway, headed eastbound.
So we're still rolling eastbound on I-40. Slowing down just past the 135.
Be advised, he is armed and had made comments to suicide by cop. Everybody keep cover.
60, give us a minute. Looks like we're going to be south on the shoulder.
The vehicle cruised steadily toward mile marker 135. Once all units were in position, lights and sirens lit up. A full traffic stop attempt. Baker drifted to the shoulder, slowed, but didn't stop. Instead, he merged back into traffic and climbed to a steady 55 miles per hour. Officers kept formation, carefully maintaining distance while monitoring every move. With lights still activated and multiple units behind him, Baker showed no signs of fleeing, but no signs of stopping either. Near mile marker 138, the lead trooper made the call. Initiate tactical intervention.
You want to call? We can give you it right here.
65 Little Rock, just in 37. As soon as we get around this curve, TBI.
That's 37. Hey, 21 Little Rock, help you secondary. Eastbound, he's under number 1 lane. What's the 55. Flight started out this way. Going for TBI. TBI.
Felony takedown.
With a clean angle on the right side, the trooper executed a controlled TVI. The Tacoma spun out and came to rest safely on the shoulder, parallel to the roadway. Officers moved in with long guns drawn and conducted a full felony takedown. Baker exited the vehicle with hands raised and followed every command. Inside the cab, a loaded Glock 19 on the driver's seat with a round in the chamber, and a half-empty bottle of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey in the passenger seat. He was taken into custody without resistance. Charges and actions: refusal of field tests, DUI, suspected, refused. Mental health hold, vehicle impounded firearm secured into evidence. Baker later told officers, "I should have done it. You guys stopped me." He had bought the weapon and ammo 2 days earlier with one purpose in mind. Instead, after a 3-day bender, he found himself surrounded, not by danger, but by officers who refused to let the story end there. He was transported for evaluation and voluntarily admitted for treatment. Sometimes the chase doesn't end with an arrest. It ends with a second chance. July 14th, 2025, I-40, Arkansas. Around 7:18 a.m., Clarksville police were chasing a gray Chevy S10 eastbound on I-40. Trooper Keaton Ramsey moved to intercept as the truck exited onto Highway 64. He joined the pursuit near Highway 315. The S10 hit 70 miles per hour, swerved, then lost control near Shields Road, sliding across lanes and crashing into an embankment.
Advising net direct, K22 pursuit.
Come on, Jake Clarks, we're trying to block TVI. TVI is successful, crashed out.
The S10 slammed into an embankment, went airborne, and landed in a ditch. Officers rushed in and took Lewis Black into custody without further struggle. Charges: fleeing, resisting arrest, obstruction, active arrest warrant. From skipping breakfast to jumping a ditch, Louis Black's Monday morning went from bad to worse. It took a trooper, a tactical stop, and a flying pickup to finally bring it to a close. 15th, 2024, south of Little Rock, Arkansas. State Trooper David Whipple was cruising when a bright yellow Dodge Challenger cut lanes like it was in a Fast and Furious audition. Trooper Whipple clocked the muscle car swerving over the line. Someone was checking their rear view mirror a little too often. The Challenger dipped into a neighborhood and pulled over for a second.
45, 738, 39, 45, 738, 745.
Put it in park.
I'm going to be at Desert and
Turn the vehicle off.
David Adams, 850-556. It's going to be, they're going to go back to a Mercedes. It's going to be a Dodge Charger. 10-9 at 28.
Turn off the vehicle.
556.
and Sadler bailed on foot, but he didn't get far. Officers found him and his backpack of secrets, stuffed with 4 pounds of weed, 24 THC gummy packs, and nearly $4,000 in cash. October 11th, 2022, near Little Rock, Arkansas, State Trooper Corbin Freeman was rolling down the highway when he spotted an orange Dodge Challenger with expired tags. He lit it up, sirens on, standard stuff, but the driver, he acted like nothing was happening. The Challenger exited the highway, slowing down like he was maybe about to stop. And if he did, we wouldn't be here watching this. Now here's where it gets interesting. Enter the white pickup truck. Looks like an FBI agent was either joining the fun or just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Whether the trooper knew the truck was FBI, not likely, unless someone tipped him off. Either way, this wasn't your average traffic stop. Just another day in Arkansas, where expired tags lead to federal comeuppances. November 22nd, 2022, Jefferson County, Arkansas. State Trooper Daryl Hinton got the call. High-speed chase inbound. He jumped in near mile marker 34 on Highway 104 and didn't lift off the gas until the suspect was caught, and he wasn't alone. Trooper Pratt, the officer behind him, was flying at over 120 miles per hour when a dust cloud from the fleeing car wrecked his visibility. By the time he hit the exit ramp doing 70, it was already too late. The driver, 19-year-old Tyrese Lancaster, inside his car, a gym bag full of clothes and unopened beers. He was arrested on charges of fleeing, reckless driving, and being a minor in possession of alcohol. No word on whether Trooper Pratt was disciplined for the hit, but one thing's clear, this pursuit ended with impact. Thanks for riding the adrenaline wave with us here at Mind Rush. If you're hungry for more heart-pounding action and edge-of-your-seat excitement, don't go anywhere, because we're just getting started. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more mind-blowing moments coming your way soon.